Welcome to the future. No, your eyes don't deceive you. This is what tomorrow's gaming will look like. The next generation of virtual reality headsets from Oculus Rift being demoed at E3 in LA, and the punters are on board.
It was amazing. It was a little bit complicated at first because you don't use your hands, you just use your eyes.
It feels very immersive in terms of the visual effects.
Sony and Microsoft were also showing off their new virtual reality accessories. Previous generations of so-called VR equipment have been clunky, and promises of future progress seemed a long way off. But CNET senior editor Dan Ackerman thinks the future might finally be here.
Sony has their Morpheus headset that should work with their PlayStation 4. Microsoft has the HoloLens, which is a very experimental thing. It's more augmented reality. And a company called Oculus, it's actually owned by Facebook. That's sort of the market leader. They were the first guys with like really workable hardware. That should finally be available to buy early next year.
There are worries about how much these new entertainment sets will cost, but for those here, it's mainly excitement at the progress being made with the technology. This year's E3 runs until June 18th.
In recalling the events of 12 years ago.
Brian Williams will not be returning as anchor of NBC's top-rated nightly news program. Instead, Williams, who was suspended for fabricating a story, will join NBC's sister cable channel, MSNBC, as anchor of breaking news and special reports. Williams came under scrutiny in January after telling different versions of a story about being aboard a U.S. military helicopter hit by a rocket-propelled grenade during the first days of the Iraq War in 2003. He was suspended for 6 months after admitting that the story was not true.
On the broadcast tonight, Snowbound.
His spot on Nightly News will be permanently filled by Lester Holt, who has anchored the show during Williams' suspension.
Dangerous skies as drones get way too high and way too close to passenger planes. A frightening new series of incidents posing serious risks near some...